market, and now you want to come back in. How would you do that? Well, it might be an idea to launch the car here in the dazzling sunshine of the south of France at one of the world's most exclusive and expensive hotels. And hopefully the journalists will have so much fun driving it on the challenging mountain roads that are just over there, they won't ask any awkward questions. Fat chance. So why has it taken them so long to bring us a hot Focus?
We had a tremendous reputation with the XL3s and things like that, but we needed to concentrate on the core cars, developing a Puma, Focus, Mondeo, and then these performance cars are developed on that tremendous base. But we needed to get our mainstream cars right first. We feel we did that.
Well, at least his answer's in focus. So, how have Ford chosen to re-enter the affordable performance saloon car market? Well, quite modestly, without too much fuss or attracting that much attention to themselves, in a kind of restrained, adult, sensible, mature way, which I'm really not sure whether that's going to work or not. It's a long, long way from bright red XR3s with white wheels as standard and red seat belts and all that sort of thing. Do you remember the XR4i with that two-tiered spoiler that it wore on the back of the hatch lid? We've come a long way from performance Fords like that. Here's a car which is subtle on the outside and even more subtle on the inside. I'm a huge fan of the Focus cabin though. It's well specified, it's beautifully laid out, it's ergonomically effective and efficient. Things are where you expect to find them, and if you spend £16,000 on a 3-door Focus ST170, then you'll find lots of things as part of the standard package, like this very good 6-disc CD stereo system and air conditioning, which is very easy to work and to work out. 6 airbags, side impact beams, it's got ABS, it's got traction control, all as part of the standard package. And in this one, the optional Recaro seats. It's very well designed in terms of the materials that are used, the colour combinations that are used. It's just a great cabin. So we've got a 2-litre engine, Duratec petrol engine, which through a clever combination of the way that it gets air into the engine and the way that it pushes out what it doesn't want at the other end, manages to generate 85% of the torque that is available at just 2,000 RPM, but manages to charge on to a raspy, rorty, spine-tingling 7,500 RPM before it smacks into the rev limiter. Now, what the engineers at Ford's special vehicle team were keen to emphasise about this new Focus is that they haven't radically altered anything about the car. Instead, they built on the car's core strengths, and one of those was the handling. The Focus consistently came out as the best handling car in its class, having a very dynamic chassis that was very involving and had a good feel to the driving experience. And what they've done is they've enhanced and improved that. It's got revised steering, different damper springs, coils, bigger wheels, bigger brakes, considerably bigger brakes, great big 300mm rotors on those front discs. There's a bit more body roll there than perhaps you'd like in a hot hatch, but it's only 170 horsepower. It's not as hardcore as a lot of the other cars out there, like the Civic Type R, like the MG, like the Clio 172. It's a bit more sophisticated. The ride is more comfortable. It's a more cosseting car. We are pressing on and the driving is enjoyable, and I do feel as though I'm very involved in what's going on, and yet I'm not being bumped and jarred and jiggled all over the place. And it's really nice to play a tune on this 6-speed gearbox. You really feel it start to work as well. It's about, somebody said it was 4,000 RPM, but I think it's about 5,000 RPM when you really start to feel the engine. Here we come. There, it really starts to push hard all the way up to the red line. We'll just change down there and listen to that exhaust note. 6,000. Red line 7,000 RPM, smacking into the rev limiter. And it sounds great. It's it's about being a hot hatch, but also about being a luxury car. And so the car needs to be responsive and rewarding, and to have a ride that's very interactive, to use a buzzword of the 21st century. It's a compromise, but it's a damn good compromise. Ford haven't given it the same amount of brute horsepower as cars like the Honda Civic Type R, the MG ZS180, the Renault Clio 172, all of which pitch in at around the same price, just under £16,000 for this one, the 3-door. The Ford is it's right at the back of the pack when it comes to 0 to 60 times top speed and horsepower, but it has a level of luxury and refinement and sophistication that comes as standard, which perhaps the others will find hard to beat. And just you wait, there's a Focus coming that I think the others will find a bit too hot to handle.